motivation you need, food for thought indeed. Coming from Life Coach D, spiritual nuggets you need to help you succeed. Coming from Life Coach D.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Life Coach D coming at you. I'm coming to you celebrating my 30 for 30, and I have with me here Chris. I call him Skippy. He's one of my mentees I've known for probably the last 12 years, which is crazy to think that I think I met you 2012, 2013 time frame. So, Chris, I am celebrating my 30 for 30, and so one of the things I would like to ask, the very first question I'm asking everybody is, can you remember when we first met?
Yeah, I can remember when we first met. It was interesting because we were going around the room and everyone was just kind of sharing whatever they felt comfortable sharing at the time. And I was like, should I do it? Should I not? I was like, not really. I wasn't really ready to share anything. And then it got to my turn and it just all came out. And I was like, what is this? And everyone was just looking at me like, this is okay. This is normal. You're with Coach D. This is just kind of what he does. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that was the first time I met you, and it left a huge impression on me. Gotcha.
Yeah. I remember that as well. It's so funny, man. I love my memory. Blessing and the curse we talk about all the time, but I do remember that, and so that was pretty cool. I remember you guys were doing the business, and you were brought over, so it's cool. So next question I would ask you, so seeing that this, once again, is a 30 for 30 thing, what, if there's anything, maybe more than one thing, if you can remember, is there anything that has been a huge impression or something that's been memorable for you between you and I's relationship? If you had to narrow it down to one or two things, what do you think has been most impactful that's helped you to where you are?
All right, yeah. I mean, one of the most impactful things you've helped me with is just maturing and growing as a person, helping me understand that it's not about me. You know, it's not my world. You know, people are not living in my world. Not that I ever thought of myself as, you know, the man or the boss or nothing like that, but, you know, most of the times I was caught up in my own head, and a lot of times it did feel like I was in my own world. So you just helped me mature through that and helped me go from being an introvert to an extrovert, really was a huge part of that. And then, I mean, most recently would be the spiritual side of everything, you know? For the longest time, I was very anti-religion, I was always very proud that I was an atheist. I don't really know how to say it, right? Like, I was just really proud that I was an atheist, and it was just like, seeing where I'm at now, seeing where I was back then, it's just like, man, like, the spiritual journey that I'm on right now, and the steps forward that I've taken because of it, that's really huge for me.
So let's lean into that a little bit. And I'm gonna go a little bit off the cuff, which is fine. I don't mind, because I like things being very authentic and genuine, right? Mm-hmm. Because we didn't rehearse this. So let's lean into that a little bit. So, as a person who's a leader who critiques himself constantly, we just talked about this a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. I always go back and say, I hope I was a good representation of the God I stand for. Not necessarily religion, because you already know how I feel about religion. It's put it on, take it off, right? But lean into that a little bit. So, being proud of being an atheist, what is it or what could it have been that convinced you, for lack of a better term, I don't like the word convinced, but that swayed you to say, okay, let me lean into this spiritual stuff. Like, what was that? Like,
yeah, throughout the years, I had given it a try, leaning into God and believing in it, even though I would shout out to the world, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in God, right? Behind the scenes, there was times where I was looking for an outlet because, I mean, life was not good, you know? Mm-hmm. So those moments where I was like, you know what, I have nothing to lose, like, let's just give it a shot. Mm-hmm. And good things would happen. I'd be like, man, maybe there's something here. Mm-hmm. Right? Maybe there's something here. And unfortunately, you know, the way life took me, I was too caught up in anger to really see the full scope of everything. And now, thankfully, that I'm with you, you know, it's just made the transition so easy because, I mean, when we talk, you just know things that I'm just like, how do you know these things, right? and you've helped me open my eyes without being pushy, without saying, no, you need to talk to God every day. You need to say thank you every day, you know. When most of the time my interactions were, you need to go to church every weekend. You need to donate every single day. You need to, you know, you need to do this. You need to read these prayers every single time, and you're going to be good, you know. So yeah, I mean, kind of tied everything all together. Seeing where my life was back then and seeing where it is now, that I'm actually leaning towards more the spiritual side. I'm happier on the spiritual side, and it's only the beginning, you know. So I'm excited to what's coming forward next.
That's good. So let me say two things. The first thing I would say is I am proud of you. I've seen where you've come from to where you are now. And the second thing I would say, it's so amazing that when you're presented with opportunities to grow or presented with opportunities from the spiritual perspective, like I'm constantly critiquing myself. I'm going back to what I was saying earlier. And so to hear you say that does my heart well, because the goal is to never have somebody be further away from God in your interaction. Is always to draw you closer. And the cool part about it is I didn't coach you as an athlete, but I coach you as in a life coaching and mentoring situation. And so it's again one of the reasons why I'm commemorating 30 years, because it's not just capsulated in this athletic coaching thing, but just in life and the people you interact with. So on that note, I ask you one more question. So having been where you are and currently where you are, which I believe you're in a great spot in terms of just what you're doing career-wise, why is it important for someone to do what I'm doing? Because I'm not the guy that wants to be seen. And I say this in every one of my videos because everybody knows my heart. I'm not the guy that's just doing it because I want a pat on the back. I do it because it's my heart. You know, you met my mom. You know how we get down. We just do stuff because that's who we are as people. Why should someone do like I'm doing? A 30-year reflection, giving people an opportunity to say thank you or whatever people want to say to me during this time. Why would you say it's okay to say good job to yourself or to celebrate those milestones in life?
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of only speak for myself, right? I'm someone who was very hard on myself, so I didn't really do much celebrating, much patting on myself on the back, and that caused me to overthink a lot.
Why is it okay for Skippy, if I make it personal, why is it okay for you to celebrate momentous occasions in your life, milestones, things that you accomplished, goal setting?
Yeah.
Why is it okay to do that? Because for me, like I said before, it's very easy for me not to do, but God had to tell me, no, you need to give people opportunity to say thank you. You need to give people opportunity to say, great job. Because my heart is like, I don't need that, right? I just do what I do. But God's like, no, you need to give people the opportunity. My grandmother would say, give me my flowers where I can smell them, because when I'm no longer here, I can. So why is it very important to celebrate momentous occasions and accomplishments in life?
Yeah, I think it's very important to remember all the work that you put in, the good times and the bad times. A lot of times we don't enjoy the journey. We just kind of either celebrate the success or the failure at the end. But it's important to remind yourself, that you did all this work and you accomplished your goal, and it's good to pat yourself on the back, not just for self-esteem and confidence, but to keep yourself going forward and to hopefully keep achieving more goals as you move forward.
So if you had to tell someone that in a nutshell, why would you tell them to celebrate themselves?
I would say to celebrate yourself because I mean, not a lot of people do it, Like I said, I'm always going to give glory to God first, but I mean, at the end of the day, you still have to physically do the work to put yourself in a successful situation. And I just don't think a lot of people really appreciate the hard work that they do, even after they accomplish their goals.
Just kind of go through it and okay, it's done, and move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Well, good, Skippy. That's good. I appreciate you doing this. I got nothing but love for you, but thank you for doing this, man.
Yeah, right? Man. Thank you.
So until you guys hear from me again, I remember your lives are very valuable. Much love. God bless. Peace be the journey. What, if there's anything, maybe more than one thing, can you think about that has been a very, very pivotal, I will edit, a very pivotal, this yesterday we went back, I can't say it, So, if you can remember, what is a very pivotal moment? Pivotal, Lord Jesus.
It'll come out.
If you had to narrow it down to one or two things, what do you think has been most impactful that's helped you to where you are?
You didn't tell me these were going to be tough questions, Coach.